Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Let's discuss about the environmental consideration. Topic is this the extractions of the metals. So far in our previous videos, we were discussing about the extraction of various metals with various processes, such as sodium and the iron. So today let's see the environmental considerations. So here we just see the impact of the extractions of the metals uh, to our environment. So let's dive into it. The environmental distractions that are caused by the extraction of the metals. Therefore, are just some of the environmental problems that are caused by the mining, that is the extraction of the metals. The first one is that the extraction leads to the land subsidence, that is the sagging. The holes created due to the underground mining cause the land to sink or subside. Now, this is because the holes underneath the ground cause imbalance in the weight of the soil above the ground. Now, this may generally result to the severe damage to the buildings and the other infrastructures such as roads, railways, trucks, and so forth. So this is the first disadvantage of the extraction of the metals, or just the environmental destruction that is caused by the extraction of the metals. The second one is poisonous substances. This can be resulted due to the extraction or the mining of the metals. Poisonous substances or compounds, for example, of lead, cadmium, and the arsenic are just found in many ores. Now, these may be washed into the soil and the streams because of the mining process. Now, if they happen to reach the water, they can kill the various aquatic life, such as the fish and the plant life, and they can end up in your food as well, since we can consume these uh things such as the fish and the plant life. The gold extraction processes also makes uses of the mercury that can be dangerous if consumed uh, to us from various food substances. Now, if untreated effluent from the gold mine is directed to nearby rivers or streams, here are talking about the mercury that is uh, generated from the gold mining. The metals may end up in the fish, which might be someone's food. Now, the consumption of such fish can result to the brain damage that is due to the mercury contained in it. So that's the other environmental destruction that is caused by the extraction or the mining of the metals that can impact our health. That's how it is. Moving on, the third environmental destruction that is caused by the extraction of the metals is large volume of waste. Now, the large-scale mining operations inevitably produce a great deal of the waste. Now, this waste not only comprises of earth from the soil and ganja, but also includes the toxic chemicals that are added to the ore to aid the metal extraction. Now, the waste materials gets washed into the streams and rivers. The sediment that builds up blocks the rivers and alters their roots. Now, this serves as the source of the pollutant to the natural water systems. So, large volumes of waste that are caused or are just generated during the extractions lead to the water pollution, as you as we've seen through the explanations. The fifth one is the noise and dust. This is resulted due to the extraction of the metals, as the mining activities, they produce a lot of noise and dust. Now, the noise and dust that can be caused by the haulage trucks, rock blasting and crashing during operations in the heavy machines. So all these they lead to the noise pollution. Now, everything for miles around the mine can get covered with dust also, due to these processes of the extraction or the mining of such various metals. The fifth one, big goes in the ground. Mining, the mineral extraction leads to the boring of deep holes through the ground because of searching for the rich ores. Now, huge amounts of the rock are dug up to get a small amount of the ore. Now, take an example, 1,000 tons of rock may produce just 5 tons of the copper. Now, this leaves huge scars uh, on the landscape. Now, if it's not open cast method or huge holes underground, if it is underground mining. So that way it just leaves big holes in the ground, and in such it just distracts or it just destroys the good scenery of the place. The fixed point that leads to the great heaps of the earth material. Unwanted rock material after the metal has been extracted from the ore gets heaped up in tips. Now these are unsightly, they can be unstable and therefore dangerous. During heavy rains, landslides is likely to occur. A catastrophic can often result to the loss of life and destruction of the property. So the great heaps of the earth material that are just left behind after the extraction, they can be very dangerous when cars maybe during heavy rains, the landslides may likely occur to such kind of great heaps and such kind of such heaps, they can create a such dangerous situation when they just slide from top to bottom. Now, often it may result to loss of life and the destruction of the property when they slide from top to the bottom. The seventh point leads to the soil erosion, the environmental destruction. This is the other environmental destruction that is caused by the extraction of the metals. Now, before the mining operation is carried out, the natural vegetation on or around the mining site is usually cleared up in order to give enough room to mining activities. Now, the consequent removal of the vegetation cover, yes, it leaves the soil bare and therefore susceptible susceptible to erosion, or yes, it's prone to erosion. So soil erosion is very likely to occur after the mining or the extraction of the metals has been done, since during the process it just leaves the land bare, and therefore yes, the bare land yes is very prone to erosion uh, uh, due to various erosion agents such as maybe wind, water, etc., etc. The eighth point, the other environmental destruction that is caused by the extraction of the metals is air pollution. Large-scale mineral extraction results to the production of gases such as the sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and the other bad gases, which are eminent to the atmosphere. Now, these gases may bring about a greenhouse effects and cause acid rains. So there you have it. The extraction just leads to the air pollution. So I hope it's clear, everyone. That's all for this video. We've discussed the various environmental distractions that can be uh, caused by the extraction or just the mining of the various metals uh, in our Earth's surface. I hope it's clear and thank you.